LeBron is what makes them go, and if we can somehow control him, we control their team, and with the help of the guys around me, we've been able to do that.
As the scene shifted to Cleveland, the Celtics once again enjoyed the comfort zone of a 2-0 lead. But just as they had against the Hawks, they would stumble into another bump in the road, allowing the Cavaliers to climb off the ropes and get right back in the series.
Driving on West, laid it up, and LeBron blocked the shot. Into the fourth court come the Cavaliers. West, left wing, fires and hits a 3-ball. The Cavaliers push further in front. Over to LeBron, down deep to Bergeron, muscles it up, ram it in, and foul.
This would be their 4th straight road loss.
Exactly.
All of a sudden now mentally, they've got to deal with that.
It was on their minds because everyone was talking about it every day. Well, you won at home, can you win on the road?
The story would be repeated in Game 4, as inexplicably, the same team that dominated in Boston unraveled in Cleveland, and the Celtics' control of the series had now slipped away, as the surging Cavaliers would pull even at 2 games apiece.
A Smith screen, Posey will defend. Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life!
Cavaliers did what they needed to do. Now the pressure is back on the Boston Celtics.
Any rhyme or reason why you would be able to be so great on the road during the regular season and have had these struggles in the postseason so far?
There's no excuses for it, but I'm sure if we had that answer, then we wouldn't be probably sitting up here talking about what we're talking about. But we will make adjustments and try to turn this thing around.
But for the Celtics, the troubling pattern of playoff inconsistency would only continue. Again, they rose up on their home floor to win the pivotal Game 5. But as if according to script, they would lose their chance to close out the series on the road in Game 6. And now, they were facing another deciding game.
Looks of resignation on the faces of the Boston Celtics.
They're going back to Boston for Game 7.
It's going to be electrifying, definitely in that building. I make sure my troops are ready for this Game 7, and we can win. We know we can win, so we got to just go out there and do it.
The Celtics had the advantage of having Game 7 on their home floor, but they also faced the daunting prospect that one of the most feared players in the NBA might just be ready to explode.
We knew coming in that LeBron, he hadn't had that really big game yet. I mean, he's had some special moments. He did some things here and there in the series, but he hadn't had one of those monster LeBron games, and we knew that he was due for one.
It's a sudden death game. Whoever wins advances. Whoever loses watch the rest of the playoffs from their living room couch.
There was one game I didn't want. It was Game 7 against Cleveland. There's an old saying, you don't want to get to Game 7 when the best player's on the other team. And you don't want to take that chance because he's capable of being great that night. And that was my fear.
You're right. You're right.
Before the game, I said, how disappointed would it be for us, to go home this early after all the expectations.
3 questions right here. Do I really want it? Do I really want it? And what can I do so we get it?
Yeah.
Do your part.
Let's go, baby.
The Cavaliers knew that their superstar could rise to the occasion. The question was, which Celtic would step forward to match him? And the player who accepted the challenge was Paul Pierce.
LeBron, strong down the left side, gets Perk up in the air, ducks around him, pushes it off the glass, and gets the roll. Pierce up, makes the 3, steps to 17 feet, jumper switch.
You want Paul Pierce to start off right there. Your emotional leader.
Now LeBron pulls up for his long 2, and it's good. The answer on Paul Pierce.
You're going to see a shootout between these 2 guys.
Pierce again splits the trap, drives right down the middle, scoops to the left hand, off the window and in. Pierce is chewing him up here in Game 7.
We've adopted to this team of everyone has to step up, but we do it together. It's not just one guy. But that night, Paul needed to step up for us.
Brown and Pierce going at it. They're talking to each other. I love it. This is what it's about.
Great moves, flips it with the right hand and gets the roll.
He has 20 of their 34 points.
Pierce moving to his right, pull-up elbow jumper, got another one!
Paul Pierce continuing to throw him down.
He's in his zone. He is in a zone.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Paul Pierce, LeBron James.
In an epic duel, Pierce would finish with 41 points, while James had 45. But while Paul's heroics kept Boston in the lead for most of the game, LeBron would bring Cleveland back in the final minutes.
James with the steal. Here he goes. And James makes it a one-point game.
Everything's got to be hard. We got to take care of the ball, all right? Move the ball and run our stuff, all right? That's what we got to do.
Pierce had carried the Celtics on his back, but now, in this moment of truth, he returned to their philosophy of sharing the burden and the ball.
Pierce down the left side, kicks to the corner. Eddie House, bounce pass. P.J. Brown, he's open. He shoots, and he knocks it down.
P.J. Brown, the unlikely hero. And the Celtics go up by 3.
The outcome was still hanging in the balance, and fittingly, it would fall to Pierce to try and preserve the win.
The Celtics lead is 3. Loose on the floor, Pierce grabs it, screams timeout, and he gets it.
Paul Pierce making every big play for the Celtics today.
And as he stepped to the foul line with a chance to put the game away, it seemed that the fabled Celtic mystique was alive and well.
It is very quiet in here as the first free throw bounces off the back rim, pops in the air, and goes right down the middle.
Once I shot the free throw, I just knew the way it came out of my hand, it was off. Because if you look at my body languages, when it goes up and it bounces up, I'm like, oh, it's off. And then it goes in, and it's like a smile comes on my face. And that's when I'm like, you know, that had to be somebody watching over me. And I was like, that's Red right there. That's him. He's in the building tonight.
It is over at the Garden. Game 7 is history in every way there is.
How about Paul Pierce, magnificent, with 41 points. The longtime Celtic coming through in certainly one of the biggest games of his life.
Tonight was basically get the ball to Paul Pierce, get the hell out the way. That's exactly what it was. And no need for y'all to ask me no questions. That was the game plan. That's what we did. It's man an hour right now.
It's an emotional win. It's good and everything. We enjoyed tonight. We still got a lot more business left.
Hey, man, listen, just what Paul just said, and we said it yesterday. On Tuesday, we're exactly where we thought we would be. Game 1 at home against Detroit.
For the Celtics, it was on to the Eastern Conference Finals to face the playoff-tested Detroit Pistons, the perennial powers in the East.
We knew it was going to be a physical series, and they'd have been to the Eastern Conference Championship 5 times in a row. Former champions in 2004. Starting lineup been together forever, seems like.
I told them they have more experience than us, and we're not going to do anything to catch them this year in that experience. So let's just be the best executing basketball team that they've seen in a long time.
In Game 1, the Celtics would execute their plan to perfection, taking control in the second half and pulling away from the Pistons.
Rondo, kick out, Pierce on the wing, left-hand dribble to the elbow, spins, fades, tough shot, got it, and the Celtics have their largest lead.
Now it's a couple of guys in Paul Pierce's face.
A jab step with the right foot, puts it to the floor with the right hand, spins, fades, jumps, and falling backwards, he nails it. Kevin Garnett, a shimmy shake to the left, to the right.
And the Boston Celtics are going to take Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals and stay perfect at home in the playoffs. Now 9-0 here at the new Garden.
Playing Detroit is the motivation. It being the conference finals is the motivation, knowing that this is the task at hand and knowing that if we can get through this, then, you know, it's one more step towards the goal.